have been riddled with injury, and Dallas, we are seeing their 34th different
him at times. So I think it's going to be management, how aggressive he is to start.
Ja Morant coming into this one with 5 consecutive 20-plus games. The points department as a first attempt, no good, but the offensive rebound, Wells has been stellar for them in this season. The rookie has been a threat at both ends of the floor, as the threat indeed puts him on the board first.
I've really enjoyed watching this young man play. I mean, he is amongst the leaders in rookies' points per game. And I love his attention to detail on the defensive end. Look at him fight around the screen, trying to prevent that catch.
Defense is where Taylor Jenkins wants more from his squad, but on the other side, a big-time 3 goes up. With so many different moving pieces. Ja Morant at the room about that when he gets that deep in the paint.
Nice little entry pass. You see the speed and the burst of Ja Morant without the basketball and to the cup.
Coming off a game against OKC where he had 24 points, and here he comes down the floor, 1 to beat. Lost it momentarily, able to get it back, faked it to Edey, and couldn't complete it off the black glass. Still a battle.
The burst by Ja, they'd like to get in transition as much as possible.
Klay Thompson picking up where he left off at these type of games.
Come on, Angel, this is house money. The expectations are so far reduced because of the massive personnel losses. Let it rip.
Aldama at the rim, another body back from Memphis.
She's had a career year, Aldama, very highly skilled.
Was inactive against OKC due to the calf. Missed the last 2 games dealing with that soreness as well, but a huge threat for them on both sides as Marshall lines it up again, and that second attempt for the Mavs outside is no good. Trail 3, Wells, well short. Najee Marshall at the glass and finds a
reason for the acquisition of Marshall was right there. The ability to be a secondary play creator. Now he's going to have to take more of a primary, but that's his ability off the bounce.
Scored 16 versus the Grizzlies back in their last matchup. That goes back January 6th. He was the second leading scorer for the Mavs in that game, as that was airmailed, and the Mavs will take some time bringing this up the floor. Klay Thompson, as you have Wells hovering him, bringing it up the floor, and the 3 ball from the corner, no good.
Love the ball pressure, though. That's 12 seconds of Wells just trying to make it tough on Klay.
That's another tough bucket, though. I mean, what can you do for Desmond Bane, who had a triple-double against Atlanta? It was a tough loss for them in that game, but he has been stellar for them offensively. Up the floor, Aldama couldn't get a hand on it, so that goes back to Dallas. Marshall, Max Christie still looking to get on the board, sends it to Klay Thompson. You see him posting up Wells, thinking he has the advantage. Turnaround jumper, just off the mark.
This is what I'm talking about with this young man. I mean, pressured Klay when he was the primary ball handler, then had to deal with him on the post.
Desmond Bane flips it up. Edey gets the rebound and drops that one in.
So Jaren Jackson Jr.
So the 3 ball has not fallen as of late for Dallas, as a take and...
Right, every good offensive player uses that forearm of their offhand as they go. It's just, you know, how discreetly can you do it and what's the impact of it? But I thought that was the right call.
Jack Zarba, Kogut, and Simone Jelks, the officials for tonight. As Edwards pulls up in the paint and back another.
That young man, you know, you're matching up against Zach Edey on the offensive end. You make a 3 and then the mid-range.
Has had a huge uptick in his minutes as well. Coach talked about opportunity, seizing the opportunity. He's done it, gets to the paint, more ball movement, finding Max Christie, and just short. Edwards stripped by Bane, and here comes Memphis. Aldama sends it to Ja Morant, who has not been good from the 3-point I believe Cassidy has more.
Yeah, he's still playing through a right shoulder injury, one he admitted is affecting his play. I asked him this morning how he was feeling about playing tonight, and he said, okay, telling me I know what type of player I am and how I can affect the game in different ways. And with Jaren Jackson still out with that grade 2 ankle sprain, might have to continue to fight through this injury, which I'm told is a matter of pain tolerance, and he's not in jeopardy of re-injury. He just has to navigate the soreness and deal with the frustrations of pain in his shooting arm. Angel DB?
Yeah, Cassidy, I think that's what Taylor Jenkins was telling us as well, some natural soreness. It wasn't a re-aggravation from
Again, he's just tough. He loves to play. And you think about the way he plays, how relentlessly he attacks. He's going to be open to some falling, some tough spots where you're hitting the floor hard or you're absorbing contact from a defender.
Vince Williams knocks down the triple from the corner. He's made a 3 in now 9 straight games as Max Christie almost lost the handle. Williams top of the key. Trey drains it. Zach Edey couldn't finish at the rim. Another take, no good. Scottie Pippen Jr., who has done a fabulous job in the last few games, making his mark. It was a huge boost for them as well off the bench. But Marshall, little cherry picking, finds
Shippy on one end, and look what happens. And now you get out and run off a turnover here if you're Dallas.
They thought he could find Edey up top. Instead, Marshall with back-to-back buckets. Dallas, they finish off at 3:30, and on Sunday on ESPN, the Cavs take on the Milwaukee Bucks. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. So a call for Memphis after giving up back-to-back buckets to the Mavs at the rim. Marshall is finding his groove in the paint. So far, they're trying to find some type of rhythm for themselves after back-to-back turnovers on the offensive end. Luke Kennard in the game for Memphis. John Morant off the glass and couldn't connect.
So turnovers have been an issue all year for Memphis. And Ja to start this game 1 for 6 in the paint. One opportunities with a turnover. Mavs are up 6 zip in that category. That's a little surprising as Williams gets another 3 to go.
So Dallas 3 for 8 from outside. Memphis really trying to figure out things on the defensive end, the take in the West, but for them,
One of the 3 critical pieces off them one-on-one opportunities. But great defense starts with your offense, and that means getting a quality shot. Too often they're turning it over at key points, and this is the other problem. Their defense has slipped over the last 4 weeks as well.
the offensive side was something that they didn't have to worry about, being the second best scoring team in the league. Also second best in points in the paint. We haven't seen.
So they go away, not completely. And to their credit, they're averaging 123 points per game. In the 4 losses, you got to stop it here. You're facing an undermanned Dallas team. This is a must-win if you're Memphis.
This is a team also that is the only team in this league that has scored 100 points in every game this season. So they find out different ways to score, but as you mentioned, without Jackson in the rotation, what do other players need to do is step up, especially in the absence of Kyrie Irving in the 20 starts he had coming off the bench. Desmond Bane has been all over this game for Memphis. He is a big spark for them.
I'll tell you what, this guy has just grown so tremendously. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, couple buckets. He's doing some things.
Well, they call him the flyby king for a reason. He can definitely do that as Klay Thompson. 7 on the shot clock. At the rim with a dwindling shot clock and nothing there for Dinwiddie. Looks like he got caught up with a teammate. And at the other end, Clark with the run-point game. We talked about the different things we were seeing from Memphis, but they're right in this one.
Yeah, really active possession offensively by Brandon Clark that last one. Multiples for the wear.
averaging a career low 8 points per game. He's been looking to find ways to impact, especially in the paint. As that last bucket no good, and about 90 seconds left in this first quarter. Dinwiddie gets that one. What? Shooting 40% in this ball game. Had a stretch where they were not able to find the bottom of the rim, but Klay Thompson gets going on the right for the lay-in.
Back in the Dallas uniform, comes over in the trade, just around the trade deadline, hadn't been healthy until this point.
Getting a couple of bodies back, as Cassidy was mentioning in the open. Luke Kennard held up in the paint. 5 on the shot clock to work with. Less than a minute in this first quarter. Backdoor by Clark. The activity couldn't convert it there.
Right, tremendous find, though. How about that wraparound pass under duress of the clock? That's going to be a foul. No data point. There's been a little bit, obviously, more contact allowed in the NBA. I love the rules adjustment. I love the way it's been executed. But hey, listen, I might have been a better defender if I could do that consistently.
10 on the shot clock for Memphis. Luke Kennard off the bounce. Maybe got away with a little bit of a push-off, but Dallas sends that with a rebound. Najee Marshall gets a rebound there, as they have 5 seconds left on the game clock in this quarter. Dinwiddie sends it back out, and not enough time. He thought he was going to put it.
Give up too many points, easy looks. We'll be better going forward.
And with the Mavs severely shorthanded, how do you guys take advantage of your depth going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a strength of ours all year. You know, give them credit. They're playing with a lot of confidence. You know, we got to come out here and set the tone. So,
it's for your time, Dan.
There, a little bit of Klay Thompson is now the leading. No Kyrie Irving, no Anthony Davis. He's like, guys, this is a free opportunity. Play relaxed, play with house money, and just be aggressive.
Free swing, let it fly. That's what they've been able to do coming into this game. Max Christie with Luke Kennard, the beat, and the block by Jackson. They did get it back for Dante Exum. Finds Dinwiddie. He liked that spot on the floor, but couldn't connect on the three. Talked about giving Dallas credit. Well, how about their starters? They had 0 combined minutes together coming into this game. Bane outside, in and out, and it's been that type of night for Memphis outside. Just 1 for 7, shooting 14% from the three. Exum going at Wells, didn't like the look, finds Edwards. Spencer Dinwiddie thought he had Edie on him, decided to just pull up, couldn't connect.
He is a shot creator, however, Dinwiddie, and so even if the shot clock is dwindling, as long as it finds him, they should be able to get something.
Bane to Kennard, working the baseline, finds G.G. Jackson for the triple. And you almost thought... Man, that's all the effort. You go back to the 3 Ps for Memphis as well, the possessions. So 13 on the shot clock as Max Christie pulls up, and after a very good start with the Dallas Mavs after the trade from the Lakers. Talked about how he's pulled off, trying to still find his own. Zach rebounds. You wonder how they can get him more active as another in and out 3 for Memphis. Edwards. Desmond Bane with the assignment of Dinwiddie. Crafty. So the second foul for Bane. He asked coach, just coming in on a minutes restriction, what it was going to look like. Dante Exum still has been a huge factor, not offensively, but his presence on the defensive end. 3-ball good. When in need, you go to Bane. Desmond Bane leading the way right now for Memphis with 6 points in the 12 minutes he's been on the floor. Short shot clock for Christie. Got Luke Kennard up. Tried the backdoor, nothing there as Dante Exum pulls up for the 3, bounces around, and Bane collects another rebound.
You're right. Maxey started out like a house of fire coming over to Dallas. He has cooled significantly.
Luke Kennard pulls up, nothing there, and you got to credit Dallas at this point. Limiting Memphis to one shot as Max Christie forcing the Brandon Williams and Klay Thompson back on the floor for Dallas. In and out attempt there. Desmond Bane forcing the issue at the rim.
Basketball player right at the moment. How brilliant is she?
She has been absolutely phenomenal. New into the Big Ten, has put on a show and easily the Big Ten Player of the Year. Their action is going, and NCAA.
Okay, that's bizarre, hearing you say USC Big Ten Player of the Year.
That is very bizarre. Trust me, a lot of people are still trying to get used to it.
Boy, look at Bane, just really.
2004 to 2008, it was the Pac-12 at the time, all defensive team.
There we go.
Desmond Bane looking for help, finds Wells on the baseline, trying to shake free from Brandon. Williams holds him up.
What do you notice about Memphis, though? How few on-ball screens, how few handoffs. It's guys in space, one defender to beat, and go create a shot. Finishing in the paint tonight has not been good.
And that's been their bread and butter to start this game.
Heck of a start for Edwards. He's got 8 points, a couple of threes.
Can Memphis respond right now? In danger zone as it's close to a 10-point gain, and Memphis gets a nice look at the rim there on the attempt, the second attempt for Williams.
The lead. It is hard to stay disciplined, right? Like, set your position and hold and let that offensive player work off you.
This is first personal foul as the tray ball for Wells finally goes down.
Which is, I mean, I've got to believe he's the steal of the last draft.
The rookie of the month for October and November, we mentioned, has had success against Dallas in their last meeting. Couldn't attempt on there as Klay Thompson worked that one in.
How about the persistence of both not? I mean, you are very downsized right now if you're Dallas.
And we're seeing different roles being played for players as well for Dallas as Marshall found the space and the bucket and extend this lead 42-34.
Did you hear Kendrick Perkins to start our telecast tonight? He said Jason Kidd will have them prepared to play. Facts, KP, facts.
KP's never wrong. I'm just going to jump in that boat.
Don't ask, don't tell Charles Barkley that.
I'm not worried about him. Wells with the rebound. Wells with his second rebound of the day is that take no good. The fast pace, Williams, corner three.
Hater, what do you talk about with communication? Early, often continuous. I mean, they just missed this guy on both sides of the floor.
You mentioned it, led the Grizzlies in points, steals, and blocks this year. That is an energy boost in so many different categories, something that they have missed and missing significantly in this game. About the halfway mark here in the second quarter. And the
heck of a play defensive.
Almost got you out of your seat. I had to make sure I had to continue for a look as Clark is able to get one off the glass. Here comes Dallas really pushing the pace. John Morant back on the floor for Memphis. Done pretty well from there. The junior WNBA, learn more at. Got to see Chelsea Gray's appearance in the building here today. Thought they were an unrivaled down in Miami, but just seeing a little sprinkle of some WNBA family in the building as no longer a Mav. Was out with a left calf strain. Kyrie Irving was out as well with a bulging disc in his back, and John Morant and Desmond Bane were not available for Memphis. The good news is Morant and Bane are back, but we haven't seen a lot of productivity from that duo in this ballgame.
Don't be rubbing salt in the wounds of Dallas Mavericks fans.
I'm sorry. Should I whisper that?
Just loud enough for the audience at home to hear. Oh, that's a great defensive play. I'll tell you what, Williams has got some hops, and that leads to a three.
Talked about 9 straight games with a three for Williams. Loves the corner, found one at the top. Less than 4 minutes to go in this first half as Dante Exum close to getting that one to fall. Aldama finding Clark. It's been a struggle for the starters so far for Memphis. Just 2 on the floor right now, Aldama and Morant. Williams Jr. actually leading the way off the bench for Memphis with 10 points. Dinwiddie had the hezzy and couldn't connect on the layup. Aldama looking for anyone trying to streak to the rim, and sometimes
They'll take the bucket and the finish in the restricted area.
Doris, it's just a 2-possession game despite all the chaos for Memphis, finding ways to keep the game close.
That's all you're trying to do. I mean, there are nights in the NBA, particularly this time of year, where you may not have your best stuff. You might have some guys out because it's, you know, early March. You just got to keep grinding. It's a long game.
4 on the shot clock. Morant had to get it up very well.
If you're Dallas, you know, there was a report coming out today about the bigs making some progress, and you know, we'll touch base with Cassidy here in a moment, but
This is what I'm being told. Now, the Mavericks, they released an update of this group that's just not available right now.
Which is the tough aspect of it. When you look at the fans as well, I know that they've been through a lot, to say the least, within the last month, but is there any optimism knowing what's on the roster at this time? Just,
you know, talk to people around the city of Dallas, local broadcasters, etc., and like the anger is almost still palpable with the trading of a young superstar who's coming off 5 straight first-team performances, a trip to the NBA Finals, and even Mark Cuban, you know, participated in a discussion about the trading away of Luka. As Ja finally gets a bucket. I just said it, right? Free throws through the hoop and a finish at the bucket.
finding your rhythm at the free throw line. We know all shooters understand how important that is. Just his 2nd field goal of the night. They're saying now his 3rd, though, for 7 points. Approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first half. Morant starts to feel it. As a pull-up, no good there. Dwight Powell might have taken a hit to the face. He's complaining to the officials. I feel like he's okay.
I don't think I see him react that way very often, Dwight Powell.
Ja Morant.
Wow, what a mistake by Clay.
So Clay didn't go after it, but Ja Morant looking at the bench and looked like a now Dallas in the bonus, and Williams. Field goals here, just 5 for 7.
It's been absolutely sensational.
Has 5 rebounds to add as well, as we're in the final ticks of this first half. 9 on the shot clock. Bane, who's been quiet in this 2nd quarter. 3 on the shot clock. Pulls up from the left wing and nothing there. And a huge rebound for Marshall.
Boy, Marshall is the biggest guy on the floor. He's got to do so much for this group right now.
He did not play in the last 4 games prior to Wednesday's match against Milwaukee. And talking about seizing an opportunity, he has done that with now a season-high 17 points all in the first quarter. Dallas starting off with the ball in the 2nd half. The air ball cleaned up by Marshall once again.
Yeah, Marshall, that's his 11th rebound.
And the take.
Okay, so Steph Curry. And instead, what has he done? And then on the way off the floor, they tape him saying, let's go home now, job is done. Like, Ja, you got to dig it out of the dirt here. Your shoulder hurts, you're not shooting it well, you're struggling to finish, your team doesn't have the juice you typically see. He's got to lead.
Still a 1-possession game here. Desmond Bane off the glass. Edey on the attempt back, couldn't get it. Desmond Bane came back in bounds, able to get in on the action and knocks down the 3, and those are the type of plays they need.
Yeah, just a little extra talk about winning on the margins of possession battles. Edey gets a block. Whew, good sequence there.
Edey leading to a tray ball for Ja Morant, and his woes from outside continue over the last now 8 games. Klay Thompson, the one-legged fadeaway, no good there. Klay Thompson has been quite quiet in this ball game. 3 for 9, 0 for 3 from distance, just 6 points. And the take by Desmond Bane.
Experience that. So
And Doris, this is the first time that they've lost 4 straight, second, now 4th, and trying not to have that skid until they get some healthy bodies back. But going back to the defensive end, they've allowed 120 points in each of their last 3 games as well. So they have to plug away on both ends.
It's a nice little play and trip.
Yep, finding Aldama in the paint. We mentioned back in the starting rotation for Memphis after missing the last game. Now he has 6. Pull-up no good by Edwards. Desmond Bain taken on the committee, short on the attempt. Max Christie only has 1 field goal, tries to get things done. Klay Thompson and Dallas coming off the bench, as you mentioned, Brandon Williams on ABC and ESPN+. The Lakers begin a 4-game road trip in Beantown against the Celtics. Coverage begins and tips that NBA countdown at 8 Eastern. Lakers
A little bit of a struggle for him to finish tonight, just 2 for 8.
It's hard to think at his frame and so many different playmakers for Memphis with only his 2nd field goal of the night. Memphis with the edge have looked different in spraying it out as they have the lead 61-57 here, and Klay Thompson finally comes alive.
He will keep shooting.
Last game had his 7th with 6. That smile on his face, starting to have some fun.
You know, on his threes, they have missed softly. So I know the shoulders bother him. He's just got to hang in.
John Moran only with 1. The rest of the starters with 2. And that possession game once again, and Dallas, as we mentioned, at halftime, actually, their bench was outscoring their starters 27-26 as Desmond Bain kisses that off the glass.
But he's such a tough finisher. This guy came in as a threat from 3, but he has really diversified his game. Off the deck, now setting his teammates, elevating their play.
He could really be flirting with yet another a triple-double in his game, already with a double-double as Brandon Williams as Zach.
Yeah. Just get at the cup.
And the fact coming off the bench for the Mavs today, and
the absences for the Dallas Mavericks and Jason Kidd. Virtually every big on your roster, you're playing Brandon Williams at the center spot defensively if you're Jason Kidd. Give him some credit. 13 rebounds for Najee Marshall.
Moran stops on a dime, says too small, and
He made his first couple of free throws.
well, at the time, he was just 1 for 10. So if you could
Just me to do math. It's never pretty.
And the pace starting to pick up for both sides. Williams again off the...
University of Arizona goes undrafted, but ends up on the roster in Portland. Nice little find there by Ja. Good foul and very little opportunity on it.
In 2020 to recover from a knee on 2-way contracts. Coming in here playing like he deserves a starting position for Dallas. Rightfully so. Jason Kidd leaving him on the floor as they have 10 seconds on the shot clock. Najee Marshall, who had a double-double at halftime, adds on that stat.
Boy, that's the scoring and the rebounding. He's been a great communicator defensively. He's, you know, virtually manning the center spot. When Edey's on the floor, that's a tough match. And how about Ja Morant? Those free throws is 5 for 7 and 4 for 5 off the bounce. I mean, he has been tremendous. Amazing what making a free throw can do for somebody's game.
Unfortunately, he did miss one of the pair to end the streak, amazing streak that he was on. And Brandon Marshall, just enough adjectives to describe what he has been able to do tonight. And here says, give it to Brandon with that hip injury throughout this season. Christie in and out, going at Clark in the chest, gets the double team. Spencer Dinwiddie finds Christie on the tray. Bottom of the net.
Multiple closeouts, and the ball's just flying around the floor. Everybody being unselfish.
That's the 16th assist on 26 made field to ease his way in coming off of the bench.
Guy who in the minutes he did play in the one game was absolutely dominant.
A double-double and 7 assists would be really nice, and including the win that they had as well over Houston. Less than 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Ja Morant off the bounce, going at everyone.
The paint in the first half has become a different story here in the second.
Tied at 79, Ja Morant has come alive here in the second half. 17 points after just having 7 in the first half. Going at Marshall, taking it, nothing there. It's Clark trying.
You know, after giving up 22 and 28, they have let Memphis get free to the tune of 29 with 4 to play. Give Memphis some credit. Starting to hum a little bit.
Humming behind Morant. He scored or assisted on 16 second quarter points. Max Christie comes down with the rebound. And I thought that was going up top as Najee Marshall didn't have enough in the shoes. Brandon Mark Williams sends it up. Marshall!
But come back on the next possession off the created turnover by Williams.
A block on the other end. Martin was hoping to get something on the other side, and that's deflected. So great defensive series for Memphis in transition. Ja Morant couldn't connect on the triple. Right now, Memphis, they're doing so well from the three-point line. Just 5 for 16 now from outside. Caleb Martin sends it to the corner for Marshall. Hey!
Excellent communicator on the defensive end in the middle of the floor. He's calling out the screen right now for Caleb Martin. Makes the switch. That's going to be a foul
Off the bench, as well as Najee Marshall that just stepped to the bench. So this game has gone back and forth. At halftime, we were thinking, like, what is it for Memphis offensively? The second best scoring offense, be it without Jackson. But what did they need? And right now we're seeing it by committee. Luke Kennard finding Morant, trying to get to the paint, switches hands, and couldn't connect. Here comes Martin. Takes it himself, loses one, and finds Dante Exum. Williams up top. 2-minute warning here in the third quarter. We're at a 2-point game. Memphis in the bonus. Seen a lot of touches in the paint for them in this quarter. On the dive, Clark gets it
out. One of the biggest things they had to do this season was become a little bit more focused as a cutting basketball team. How do you open windows without screens? You gotta.
He's in this quarter, now 2 for 4 and 8 points. Bain sends it to Kennard. This ball game locked at 89 as we're approaching the final minute here in the third. Christie going at Morant, finds Williams, extra pass to Martin. 8 on the shot clock. Dante Exum pulls up and can't rim that. Memphis taking their time up top as Bain got the screen from Kennard. Off the look and couldn't drop it down. Morant, sorry, Clark took a fall underneath. Well, Martin caught 18 seconds on the game clock, 13 on the shot clock. Got a 2-second difference now. Morant draws the double team, still working, and here comes Dallas. Max Christie finds Exum, releases before it explodes.
Who is a point away from your career high. So how have you been able to take advantage of your opportunities tonight?
I mean, like you just said, just taking advantage of opportunity, not really looking just to, you know what I mean, come out here and just compete, whatever it looks like.
Luck going forward. Angel?
In the third quarter alone, 13 points, 5 pretty on point with his normal rotation.
And now Desmond Bane, after knocking the free throw down, 20 points, another double-double for Desmond Bane. Has the 13 rebounds as well. How about 41 points for Dallas in the third? That's the most this season. 4 on the shot clock as Klay Thompson loses it, trying to get to the bucket. Pippen going at Klay and denied in the paint. Going at Marshall, draws the double team from Dinwiddie that opens the lane, and Edie able to push that out.
He's also trying to contend with a guy who's just got so much size on him.
Feel like he's getting the job done. 26 points, 13 rebounds, and Zach Edey has had a points, does have the 12 rebounds. As we're tied up at 94. A little bit too much for him to handle on the inside as Najee Marshall sends it back to Dante Exum, who had one of the coolest threes we've seen from Dallas in this game. 5 players in double figures for Dallas. And for us, almost feel that do or die, a scenario where they can get a good one here on the road. Bane, a lot of content looking for them too.
Come on now.
When you find it, let me know.
Okay.
Avery Dorsberg and Cassidy Hubbard on the call as we're just under 9 minutes here in the fourth quarter. For joining us for International Women's Day broadcast as out of the
Edwards has done a good job. When it is Zach Edey who's been checking him, what does he do? He spreads to the three-point line and says big foul.
Well, Zach Edey picking up his 4th foul from that last possession there, stays in the game as we're tied at 100. So Memphis, even after the slow start.
The paint points, I mean, they go from 32 paint points in the first half. They've already matched that, and they'll continue to attack the paint here.
It's worked well for them, especially in the second half. The Grizzlies were on an 11-2 run out of that last timeout as Pippen Jr. couldn't find anything there, ran out of real estate. Klay Thompson almost connected as Najee Marshall. Did he come from half court to get that one? Finds Thompson. That one's good.
Will not deter him one moment from
Memphis clinging on to this life that they have without a couple of bodies in that 4th spot.
Playing without Jaren Jackson, it was integral to their success on both ends. As Shaw's going to what's contributed to the defensive slide over the last month. He talked a lot about that. Live ball turnovers, that one not dead ball, but just playing off turnovers, having bad floor balance.
Almost looked like John Morant when he threw that one out. It was with a good arm. 13 on the shot clock. Got some connection there as Williams got that one broken up. We've had 13 lead changes. We've been tied 10 times as we're approaching the 7-minute mark in the 4th. Luke Kennard drops that one in. Luke Kennard with 7 points, 3 for 6 off the bench. Williams finally gets a new season high, career high, with 28.
He's been in attack mode. He's been efficient. He's gotten to the free throw line. He's mixed his game a little bit at how he scores.
Clark with... Toe Cassidy just owning the moment as barely getting it in. Clark almost had himself another trip on the other side. Playoffs. First team in March.
They look fabulous. To say there was one person in the...
What a tear we've seen. The Lakers on an 8-game win streak going into overtime against New York. And
for Memphis.
Memphis, second best in the league in that. How about them in points per game and points in the paint? A year ago, they were at the bottom of the league. This year, completely different. 8 on the shot clock. Spencer Dinwiddie pulls up in and out. Najee Marshall with another rebound. Klay Thompson couldn't convert on that one, though. 16 rebounds for Najee Marshall. John Morant Moran has come alive here in the second half. 22 points. Pulls up baseline, can't connect.
Did you see him, though? You know, he pushes. Brandon Clark wants to screen. So I was like, no, I got one man to beat. I can get where I want to go on the floor.
Klay Thompson, after the head shake at half court, we've seen him find some extra buckets for Dallas. Is Clark able to keep that in bounds? Finding Aldama. Aldama just 6 points. Trade from Kennard. And 5 to go here in the fourth. Both teams coming in, dropping 5 of their last 6 games as John Moran able to kiss that off the glass.
We are marching toward the same kind of finish that has been not kind to Memphis, right?
Before their OKC loss, which was by double figures, they dropped their previous 3 by game-winning buckets with about 2.5 left on the game clock. Memphis 13 and 15, 20th in the NBA clutch time. Some moves and a lot there. Dallas, you can see the life coming from this arena right now. It here and does. You think that 2-minute zone, as many times as this has gone back and forth, what that clutch time is, and John Morant with the rock is very scary. Marshall thought he had a steal, took the gamble, and Desmond made him pay.
32 times they have gone down the wire clutch games. They are 16 and 16.
So what odds will we get here tonight? A little less than 4 minutes to go. The biggest lead for Memphis at 4, and the biggest for Dallas at 11. Dinwiddie finds Max Christie, who has been off from 3 tonight.
And Desmond Bane cracks back again and gets his 16th rebound. That guy has been so dynamic pursuing the basketball.
Getting yet another one.
I'm surprised he didn't dunk it. Maybe his momentum going a little bit too far right.
Marshall went behind the back. Thought we were going to get another highlight out of him. It's a 3-on-2 opportunity. Desmond Bane slows things down.
Towards and 6 assists. How good is that range from Desmond Bane?
How good is he overall? He has 16 rebounds, a new career high, and knocks down the triple to give Memphis.
And remember, no leak out. Your defensive transition has got to be good as well.
Bane gets it. Short on the attempt, but Clark on the cleanup. 15 points for Clark off the bench. 7 rebounds to add as well. Williams, who already has a 30. For Memphis before they are the same. 2-minute warning. Backdoor. Stripped away. What a play defensively for Klay. Klay Thompson. Crowd wanted that one. There's not enough juice, well, a little wide left. 3 for 9 for Klay Thompson in this ball game from outside. John Morant parted like...
Desmond Bane didn't get that. Ja just takes an opportunity.
Took a hit up top. Marshall's freed up. 10 on the shot clock. About a minute difference right now. John Morant going at Brandon Williams. There's not much you can do. It's go time as he tried to deflect something for Brandon Williams on the tray. Ja trying to leak out, nothing there, as Desmond Bane said, we're gonna slow this one down in the final minute. Take a little air out of the ball up top.
They get back to their identity. They've got 74 paint points. It's been the story of their season. They dominate in that regard.
7 on the shot clock. Williams still with the assignment for Ja. Night-night. 18. And a block at the rim.
about that. From the point he made the free throws, Jean Morant became a different guy. End of the first half, into the second, he's been so dynamic.
Memphis came into this ball game seeking to get back into the win column. A lot of doubt on how